just to make sure these are working. No, which means there's something wrong with the layout. That's that's not working, so I can just remove that. Yes. And do I have to move this? That works. Now back to the live stuff. Sweet. So that is working. So what I have here. God, can I not have chat just like fade? Okay, it does fade out over time. I have 64 packs to open. This is the new set that's just been released. So let's open the old ones first. Shiny leap up. And a Gigalith. Honestly, out of these packs, I'm not expecting all that much. A Scolipede, back from the good old days when I played. And a Persimmon. Intentional grounding, discard a Pokemon tool card from your hand. If you don't, the attack does nothing. Okay. Bad version of Manamar that doesn't turbo out energy. Pikachu. And we've got 2 Forbidden Light. Garchomp, fighting version rather than the dragon version. Because the fighting has much more synergy cards in the format than the dragons do at the moment. Lowland Sandslash, always a good card to have hold of. It says I get another copy of it. Bonus. So here's the main thing, the 60 cards of Lost Thunder, the new set. As you can see from all of these new pings. Nothing too impressive from the first pack. See this Natto, I just Okay, so the basic premise of the Lost March cards, because there's this one and then there's a Jump Pluff, and they use Lost Blender, which is an item card which you can put 2 cards into your Lost Zone, and you put 2 Pokemon, so that does 40 damage. The center or the first stage evolution of the Jump Pluff line banishes the 2 before to search out the 3rd stage. So for each one of those that you evolve into, that's another 2 in the Lost Zone. The only issue is that this Natu has 40 HP, so it can be pinged by basically anything, and I think the Jump Pluff has 90, so it's an easy deck to push over. Miltank. Actually, I haven't seen that one yet. That sounds quite interesting. You can play it with the Alolan Ninetales. Just search 2 Moo Moo Milk, and then you do 120 for each attack that a Miltank would get off. Beautyfly, Moltres. Sorry if you can actually hear the fireworks in the background. There's jack shit I can do about it right now. Tangrowth. This Pokemon was healed during this turn. This attack does 130 more. Ooh, that's interesting. And a Lugia GX. So that's 170 for 4 damage. The energy attached to your opponent's active. That's interesting. Not something I'm planning on using. Yeah, there's also this card that was in the Jump Bluff deck. Spider Scram makes the active paralyzed and poisoned, and then anything attached to this goes to the Lost Zone. Give it an Elm's Lecture. I'm going to play at least 2 or 3 of those. Zeb Striker. Again, I'm probably going to want 2 or 3 of those in game. Shuckle, same with that. I probably want a full play set for 4 of those. Okay, so that's the Meganium that actually breaks the rules of evolution. It's like you can evolve it in the same turn that the basic Pokemon's played. But then again, you're playing a stage 3 to evolve something into a stage 3, or stage 2 in this case. 2 Vulpix. card that will break the meta eventually. Good, 1 electro power. And a full art Mina. Again. Same as what I got IRL, which is weird. Second Shuckle. And a Donphan. If this Pokemon has full HP and will be knocked out by damage from your opponent's attack, this Pokemon is not knocked out and has 10 remaining HP. That's interesting. But I'm fairly sure there's a Famphian rotation that has the same effect. But if the effect goes off on the first stage, it can't go off on the second stage. It's going to carry damage across. Victini. Choice Helmet, Charm, and a Tapu Fini. Dream away, flip a coin of heads, your opponent shuffles their active Pokemon and all cards attached to it into their deck. You what? I know that's an ability or an attack on a coin flip, but that's scary potentially. Bounce, put support from your discard pile into your hand. A Naganadel. So this is the one that accelerates energy. I want to play a couple of copies of this and the Tapu Koko to just steal the energy that it gets off of this. Discard. It triggers me on so many levels. So I've got 2 Sub-Strikers, that's still already more than I've got in real life. Third Shuckle. And Hander-based Unknown, sweet. I can meme. Pivor is not really that good. A Blasphean GX. See, personally, I don't like the look of this, because there's only so much energy you can play in a specific deck. Yes, this can potentially one-hit KO anything in the game, but you're going to need 5, 6, 7 energies in some cases. You can put them all into your loss zone, which you can't recover anything from. Big gamble. Ninja asks, when you play this Pokemon from your hand to evolve one of your Pokemon during the turn, you may put Ace Ninja from your discard pile. Oh, this Celebi is also something that I wanted to test out. Evolve any number of your bench Pokemon as many times as you like. Put each evolution card removed this way into your hand. And then you can re-evolve into the Alolan Ninetales and pick up 2 more item cards from your deck. And more Ho-Ho, okay. And just 30 plus 30 damage for each different type of basic energy attached to it. Okay, that's at least mildly interesting. Not something I'd consider playable. Second Electro Power. Shiny Shinotic. Another Miltank. And almost half a point of opening packs. See, what's quite sad is it's this Xatu that evolves from a Natu thing. Doesn't actually have any synergy with Lost Zone. So you can only play the basic one. Or rather the deck only plays the basic one. Hollow Ninja and Entei. Second down was Lecture. Lizamine. You can only play this card, or you can play this card only when your opponent has exactly 3 prize cards remaining. Prevent all damage done to your Ultra Beast by attacks during your next turn. Is that a 3rd or 4th shuffle? A second copy of a Prism Star that I can never actually use. Yay. Sweet, that's the card that I was looking for. good. A copy of Thunder Mountain that I was after. I think that's either a third or a fourth electric power. See, my issue is that I don't think I'd play more than one copy of this card and what I'm considering playing. So the second copy is kind of eh. That's quite strong. Searching any 3 cards from your deck and an attack that can do 150. It is for 3 energy. Second Lugia GX. The Life Forest. Gives decent healing to grass Pokemons. Interesting is Xerneas that takes energy when it becomes you active. Another Tapu Fini. Second copy of a Prism Star that I cannot use. White Chiron, again another card that I didn't see during like sneak peek or any of my openings yesterday. Freezing Flames, was 160 if one of them's a fire energy, and a double colourless can destroy a stadium. Ampharos. I think I've got enough from the starter kit ones from the sneak peeks. So this was the jump bluff I was saying about. It's got a lost match exactly the same as that too. Unknown damage. This is the more ridiculous one out of the unknowns. You need to have exactly 66 or wait, 66 or more? I thought it was exactly 66. But that's still a hell of a lot of damage counters to have when you're going Pokemon without having any of them painted or just picked off with the greatest of ease. Although let's say somehow first turn you can set out 5 GX Pokemon on your bench. Then you activate Shrine of Punishment, so each turn you'll be getting 50 damage counters on your bench. Which still means you need to hold out 12 turns without actually making a play. Which in the current game is impossible. But somebody's got to try and play with the unknown cards. That's going to be me. A second copy of a Prism Star card that I cannot use. Another copy of a Prism Star card that I cannot use a second copy of. God damn it, game. Nihiligo. So the last couple of packs here. Third Lugia GX. It could be worse. That's the first netball I found. Okay, let's go to trade. That's probably not worth it. Sure, I do that. I quite like the Mimikyu from that set. But that does mean I now have 4 Lugia. It's not worth it. Let's see if anyone is after the Mina full art. No. Okay. See, I don't understand how that's such a hyped card. Because I don't think the Bursting Burn's all that good. Because there's so much switching in and switching out, which Confusion no longer has the chance to stop. Burst is a free prize, but you've also had the same effect on Kartana, which has seen very little play. And unless there's a super fire synergy that I don't know about from the Mind Blown, I just don't get it. I always find it amusing when people try and get away with that. It does look quite nice though, but it's not worth it. I think I'm just gonna go for, is there actually a 15 of Lost Thunder? A proper 15 of Lost Thunder? No, I just... God damn it. Let's go and open these packs. Are you guys like open Guardian Rising packs? Because you never know when you're going to get that Ghost Rare Tapu Koko that you want. Or a Metagross that's still meta relevant. Yeah, not bad. I like an objects. Again, still meta relevant. Oh, that's a good Mimikyu. The Filch copycat. More Garbodors. I don't actually know if I need more Orchgos or not. Sylveon GX. Slightly less meta relevant. More garbage. Sweet, let's see if I can get any more decent trades from what I just got. Sure, I have no intention of using the guillotine, you know. Sure, I want a Ditto, so let that slide. Yeah, I'll do one of those for 8 packs. It's tempting. Sure. Actually, let's go and open these packs. Well, I think that's where I'm going to leave it for now. I'm probably going to build some decks off stream and then tinker about with that, with the new cards, and then possibly stream Wednesday or Thursday, depending on how I feel. Tyranitar GX. Shame this is actually garbage. If your opponent's Pokemon is knocked out by damage from this Pokemon's attack, put that Pokemon and all cards attached to it into the Lost Zone instead of the discard pile. And then for 2 dark and a colourless, Dark Ruckus, which does 130 plus 30 to each your opponent's benched. Then Laser Smackdown GX, which is 220 and isn't affected by anything on your opponent's active Pokemon. But it's a stage 3. But the best part is the protection at the stage. See, Larvitar has Submerged to protect on the bench, and the middle one has an ability that protects it just in general on the next turn. See, this is another card that got brought up in the discussion about the unknown hand. Because essentially you can have it out early for double draw just to speed up card acquisition. But you can use Breeze Away GX to return everything on your field and bench to your hand to add cards to hand to reach the 35 to win the game. But that means that the Virizion doesn't or needs to be able to not get knocked out in the next turn. Which, considering you might be 20-30 turns into a game at the position you'd win from the unknown hand, that's not really a feasible plan. That's quite interesting if you're playing some kind of spread theme deck, because it has the potential to be better than a Tapu Koko for single energy attachment, but Koko in most cases would be a single attachment, double colourless. And with that, I'm going to call it a stream. So that's slightly short, but I'm not feeling up to playing games or building decks right now, so I'll see you all next time.